memorable and thrilling send-off. From flying down zip lines in Constantinople to hanging out with Leonardo da Vinci, Revelations was packed full of fascinating adventure.
I'm not mad at Revelations being at 10. I feel like it should be a little higher personally because of a lot of the innovative stuff they had in it. Like I think the hook blade was something that I wanted to see come back in a lot of different other versions of the game. Granted, I know you can't just set up like zip lines throughout every single type of city throughout history, but I thought that was something so cool to me at the time. And it continued on the aspect of what they started in Brotherhood with like the calling your assassins in to help you out. I thought this was like the peak of it, where you leveled up your assassins, you gave them certain weapons, you called them in. I think you had the literal city marches where you would like set up an outpost with Ezio and like stop certain attacks on the city or on your home base. Like this is where I think Assassin's Creed, at least for Ezio's story, it wasn't at its peak. I think Brotherhood was the peak, but this wasn't too damn far off for me.
Ezio and Altair's final chapter was, in a way, both a sign of things to come and a celebration of what came before. Not only did we get one final fling with these two after seeing them grow and learn from lives full of adventure, but we had a chance to say goodbye to the first era of Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, and the send off to Altair was greatness.
Assassin's Creed games are often as defined by their locations as they are by their protagonists.
Chat, y'all let me know. Did y'all enjoy Syndicate done now on OTG? Syndicate is the one where I haven't played it, and I may play this on stream too, just to go back, because I do think, because I'm enjoying playing Shadow so much, I'll go back and play some of the older ones that I didn't play. Syndicate seemed really interesting, but like steampunk London was never really a interesting time period for me. I was never like interested in playing in that time period. Even like watching it in movies and shows, I never loved to go back and see the time period. I just think it's add to me, but I feel like Syndicate had some stuff that was dope that I wanted to go back and do, and see like the grappling hook in that I know was steam powered.
And Syndicate's 19th century Victorian London in the throes of industrialization may be the most memorable of the bunch. Sneaking around factories, racing horse-drawn carriages down the street, and even fighting Jack the Ripper all ground Syndicate in a setting that
I do remember the Jack the Ripper thing. That
feels real.
I will say the Jack the Ripper thing, that DLC almost had me go play that game. Because although I don't love that time period in London, Jack the Ripper has always been a cool ass like figure to me in world history. I haven't played the last AC game I played was Unity, which was amazing in Now Shadows. I did enjoy AC Syndicate, very underrated AC game. Played it twice in Xbox One. Yeah, I think I've heard a lot of different things about Syndicate being pretty good.
Contributing to this sense of place is the string-heavy score from Journey composer Austin Wintory that doesn't sound like anything else in the series before or after.
So far, I'm not mad at the list. I do wish they would like give some kind of criteria on what they're gauging this off of, though.
But it's one in a string of small touches that makes Syndicate's world cohesive. Also, it's hard to recall any game this side of Bloodborne that lets you fight this effectively with a cane.
Do you need a free, easy
Oh my gosh.
gameplay?
I need to get an ad blocker, or I need to get YouTube Premium is what I need to do.
Assassin's Creed Valhalla didn't reinvent the wheel like Origins did, but it did make some pretty substantial changes to the series' RPG formula. Combat became weightier and more...
I feel like I put Valhalla up a little higher. Valhalla had way too much stuff going on in regards to side quests, but the customization was dope. The mythical weapons were cool. Granted, I don't feel like you got to be a really for being an assassin. I feel like Vikings and assassins are kind of the opposite end of the spectrum in regards to one being stealthy and the other literally like being loud, and raiding a beach didn't seem like an assassin thing to do personally, but I thought it was fun for the game it was, and I thought the whole aspect of the Norse god stuff in that stories were cool, but I'd probably put like Valhalla maybe like a smooth like 6, maybe 5. I put like 2 spots higher personally.
Impactful than ever. Traditional side quests were replaced with spontaneous world events, which made exploration and discovery feel more organic. And the
you black ad blocker, I'll probably pick that up after this.
Organized and sift through was toned down substantially, making rewards feel more valuable on the whole. Eivor may not be our favorite of the Assassin's Creed protagonists, but her or his story is an engaging one and one of the best blendings of historical fantasy and mythology that the series has ever seen. fans of Norse mythology are treated with a feast. Not only do the sagas play a major role within the main campaign, but an entire game-length expansion set in the world of Thor and Odin practically turns Valhalla into a cousin of God of War.
I can see it.
Assassin's Creed Brotherhood.
Nah, bruh. Nah. For me personally, and let me go full screen when I see this. For me personally, Assassin's Creed Brotherhood is the best Assassin's Creed game of all time. And I say this for the factor of, one, it was peak Ezio story. Like I think as far as the character that brought 90% of fans into the Assassin's Creed franchise, this was him at his peak story-wise. I thought that the villains that you fought, as far as the Borgia family, were the most unique and the most interesting as far as the dynamic goes. I thought all the side characters were dope. Even the city itself of Rome was dope as fuck to explore, and then Ezio itself as like the stylings of his costumes and whatnot. And I think this game as well brought in two features to Assassin's Creed. One they didn't bring back, and I wish they would do in a future game, that were the most integral. One being the calling, like the Assassin's Guild, essentially, of being a master and building that out and calling other assassins to you. That was the first time you saw this, and it was cool as fuck to walk around and just execute people or call in your group of assassins that you built up over time. Secondly, the multiplayer. I don't know if people remember the Assassin's Creed Brotherhood multiplayer, and I think it went on up until Assassin's Creed 3, which it was kind of trashed by 3 in my personal opinion, but they kept it going for a while. But the idea of a cat and mouse game and having to act like an NPC, like I think this game, if you could just take that online multiplayer and make it a game in itself, and that shit would sell out, because it was so cool and was so difficult in regards to being skillful, because you had to literally act like an NPC and sneak up on people. Personally, that's just me though. That's just me. I think Assassin's Creed Brotherhood should be number one in my personal opinion.
The story of Ezio Auditore da Firenze, cementing him as a fan favorite protagonist for the series. It trades the diverse locations of Assassin's Creed 2 for an expanded version of Rome and its surrounding countryside, and builds on the new mechanics introduced in AC.
Yeah, and the Leonardo da Vinci quest too. Those were sick as fuck.
Allies. This chapter of Ezio's story is filled with charm, wit, and drama, and thanks to its updated combat, we got to be the aggressive combat assassin.
Plus, with Ezio, like I think that outfit to me was the best assassin. Like that, when I imagine what an Assassin's Creed, like on an assassin's outfit looks like, the color scheme, everything, it was the Brotherhood fit. Like the white, the red, the pristineness of it. That feels like Assassin's Creed to me, in my opinion. But again, a lot of this could just be nostalgia speaking. I will admit that.
He always wanted to be. It was also the first game in the series to introduce multiplayer, allowing players to step into the shoes of the Templars to see who among their friends truly was the best assassin or hunter. It may not have advanced the formula as much as its predecessor, but it's still cherished by many as one of the very best. Origins marked a turning point in the series.
And Origins is
Assassin's Creed from his
damn, bro. I don't like this list. Brotherhood and Origins being anywhere outside of the top 4 is kind of criminal to me. And I feel like they're about to, like, if they have Assassin's Creed 2 anywhere outside of the top 3, I'm kind of gonna be mad. I'm not gonna lie. I gotta know their criteria for this list. I gotta know their criteria. Donna, I'm not a huge Assassin's Creed fan, but I enjoy playing the game. Yeah, man, the games are fun. I'm a big fan just because of nostalgia. I'm not gonna lie. But I do believe that the franchise has a lot to offer a lot of people, and it did. But I don't like the rankings so far.
Stealth-focused action RPG into a straight-up open-world RPG with a size and scope rivaled only by very few games. But even setting the historical significance of Assassin's Creed Origins aside, it's important to note that it's just a damn good Assassin's Creed game. It's simply a story involving Bayek and Aya, who initially set out to find justice for their murdered son, and ultimately wind up...
And I will say, I understand people not enjoying it for the RPG elements. If you play Assassin's Creed and you're not a big RPG game fan and they drop this on you, I could understand that aspect being something that you don't like as much. But brother, you gotta, this is a damn good game. This is a damn good game. Yeah, Origins is what really started the RPG elements and stuff.
founding the order that would eventually become the Assassin's Brotherhood, is
I
extremely
think Shadows is my
compelling.
favorite because of the
The world
gameplay. Unity is number
Egypt
2,
is a
Brotherhood is number
marvel
3
to
because of the
explore,
vibe.
and while many facets of its mechanics were improved in later games, the shift to loot-based progression and a more action RPG style.
Fun fact, Origins was the first video game I bought with my hard-earned money. Like my first job I ever got working at Zaxby's. My first check, I went and bought Assassin's Creed Origins for my PS4 and played the hell out of it.
Of combat was just the kind of shot in the arm that the series needed to reinvigorate it in the eyes of fans. After the tipsy sway of Black Flag's pirate protagonist Edward Kenway, Assassin's Creed Unity was a...
Okay, I'm going to predict the rest of this list. Unity, I feel like needs to be higher. I understand why Unity is this low because of the game-breaking glitches and bugs they had for a long time. Luckily, I didn't play Unity up until a lot of that stuff was fixed, so my playthrough was pretty smooth. I didn't have a lot of the issues. And this is another thing with the multiplayer that I think should have been an amazing thing in Assassin's Creed. The team assassination things were it would have been so cool. Like the whole aspect of joining a mission with your buddies and coordinating assassinations was so much fun, even though there weren't that many people to do it with at that point in time. But I wish and stuff like that, like if they're gonna do more Assassin's Creed games down the line, they have so many cool features they've already introduced that could be so great. And this is one of them. This and the cat and mouse mode that they did with Brotherhood up until Assassin's Creed 3.
Return to the tone of original.
Oh, but I'm gonna guess they're gonna put Assassin's Creed 2 at number 1 because of the Ezio stuff. That's because they kicked it off. They're gonna put Black Flag at number 1. They're gonna put Assassin's Creed 2 at number 2, and they're gonna have Assassin's Creed 1. They're gonna have Odyssey at number 3, and then number 4 is gonna be Assassin's Creed 1. That's what I'm guessing for the rest of the list. That's my guess.
Assassin's Creed.
That's my guess.
The first AC game to be exclusively released on Xbox One and PlayStation 4, alongside PC of course, Assassin's Creed Unity was a graphical powerhouse for its time and boasted enormous crowds of NPCs, but its launch was a bit of a bummer.
The parkour in this game was probably the best we'd ever seen too. I'm not gonna lie.
And an intensely overburdened map led some to flee the game, but those that stuck with it found a great setting in revolutionary France, newly enhanced movement options that made scaling down the side of a building much easier and fun, and multifaceted assassination missions. And frankly, seeing Notre Dame in all its glory makes AC Unity well worth the price of admission.
Why is everyone spiraling?
Oh my gosh.
Banning ad blockers?
My bad, y'all.
Chill, guys. Just use Pi. It's a free Chrome extension.
4.
Feudal Japan is the most setting.
You know what? I forgot this list included Shadows. So damn, they better not have Assassin's Creed 1 in the top 3. I'll be so surprised if they have Assassin's Creed 1 anywhere in the top 3. Because I could have sworn they were gonna put 1 here, but I forgot Shadows is in this lineup. And I would honestly put, at least from what I played so far, I have to beat the rest of the story, but I would probably put Shadows in the top 3 so far, just off of gameplay alone. And the story being cool so far. But I gotta see how the story finishes.
For an Assassin's Creed game of all time, and so Ubisoft faced towering expectations when it finally decided to visit the Sengoku period. Thankfully, Assassin's Creed Shadows was exactly what the series needed. It brings the focus back to assassinations, putting increased...
Also, real quick, I don't think people remember how long we've been waiting on Shadows. Like a feudal era Japan Assassin's Creed game where you got to be a little ninja is something all fans begged for like a decade. So us finally getting this it's amazing. It's amazing to get.
Emphasis on stealth and info.
So I think there's a lot of factors that go into why this game is so high. But I would put it like maybe number 3 probably.
Elements are more restrained than those in Odyssey and Valhalla, resulting in a tighter, more balanced experience. For the first time since Syndicate, Shadows features 2 playable protagonists. Naoe's toolkit is rooted in stealth.
Right. I know.
is a brutal fighter who captures the period's samurai fantasy. While
yeah, but
Shadows'
this may be
best
number 1. I'm not gonna lie.
experience of both perspectives, taking control of Naoe and making use of her grappling hook and climbing abilities allows you the full freedom to explore what is undoubtedly the
Black Flag is gonna be number 1. They have to have Black Flag number 1.
That dynamically change with the shifting seasons. Assassin's Creed Odyssey takes origin.
Yeah, I figured Odyssey be in the top 4. I figured it'd be in the top 5.
Add some extra ingredients to the mix.
I know Odyssey was like a low-key hit. Everybody loved Odyssey.
Ancient Greece, aflame with a war between Athens and Sparta. It's an enormous, vibrant game with some of the most stunning vistas we've seen in the series, both at land and sea. Naval warfare.
Again, I think one of the only things that really make this game, because I didn't play Odyssey, to answer your question, And the only reason I didn't play it, one of the things that kind of kept it off-putting for me was the aspect of being a Spartan and being an assassin. There are certain like periods in history or like certain organizations I feel like don't match what an assassin should be. When I'm thinking of like we move in the shadows to serve the light. I don't think Viking, who are loud and obnoxious and really let you know where they are when they raid a beach, and I don't think Spartan, where you're loud and you have shield combat warfare. I don't think Spartans or Vikings should be assassins. Now, Templars, they make amazing Templars, but I don't think they should be assassins, personally. But that's just me, though.
Warfare returns here, and it's wonderful. The new spin on Assassin's Creed's notoriety system sees you hunted across these environments in a series of cat-and-mouse chases that are the most tense in any AC game to date, while the Nation Struggle system sees you fighting large-scale battles in the name of Athens or Sparta. It's also got a...
OTG, I like Black Flag. Black Flag, just the presentation, the music, the gun. I ain't gonna lie, the gunplay in that was fire. I never in my life would I thought I would have loved gunplay in an Assassin's game so much. And I know I'm being hypocritical in this standpoint because pirates probably shouldn't be assassins too. I mean, you could, because them being loud like that. But there is something about, and there could be something about Odyssey too. I know a lot of people loved it, so I can't speak to it because I didn't play it. But there's just something about the aura and the presentation of Black Flags and Edward Kenway being a pirate. Granted, Edward wasn't even really an assassin. He was just a pirate that found assassin gear. But there is something about that game that was just amazing. The sea shanties, how beautiful the ocean was, the ship combat was cool and fast. Like, yeah, bro. Yeah, man.
A relatively compelling story for a game that can take 60 odd hours to beat, with some eccentric side quests fronted by a genuinely charismatic protagonist, whether you play as Alexios or Cassandra. Even after you finish Odyssey, there's still so much to plunder and discover, and it's a delight to simply exist in its world. In many ways, we have Assassin's Creed 2 to thank for not only proving...
What I tell you, I knew Assassin's Creed 2 was going to be 2, and I knew it was going to be here. I knew it was going to be here. So that means they're definitely going to have Assassin's Creed 4 at number 1. There's no way they don't have Black Flag at number 1.
The formula works, but for also giving us the defining analogy of a video game sequel fulfilling the promise of its underwhelming original. Though later entries would add even more depth, Assassin's Creed 2 made assassination missions more dynamic, with increased flexibility in how you approached objectives, more options for hiding or causing distractions, better combat, and better mobility with the ability to actually swim. New
2 was crazy.
Let players put their parkour skills to the test.
This was so fire. I remember this game, bro. This game changed my life as a gamer.
In picking up collectibles and coins, and new weapons and gear from everyone's favorite video game character, Leonardo da Vinci, kept gameplay fresh. All of these changes were also connected to a beautifully realized Italian Renaissance.
Side note, as a question for a video, I could either do this on stream or I could do this as an actual video. Would you guys want to see me? Would you guys be interested in seeing me rank all the Assassin's Creed games? That's something I will have a lot of fun doing. I could probably do that on stream. I may do that tonight. Before we get off the stream tonight, I may do that. If y'all are interested in seeing that, I could probably try to rank all the Assassin's Creed games tonight. From my perspective, what I think should be number 1 down. Or at bare minimum, put them in tier. I think it's a tier list where I can put them in a tier maker.
An all-time protagonist, Ezio Auditore da Firenze, and meaningful additions to the current day story that brought the 2 time periods.
Bet, Donna, we'll do that. We'll do that.
Way possible. I mean, you fistfight the Pope only to have an otherworldly deity speak through Ezio to Desmond in the present day. It was an unforgettable ending to an entry that proved how incredible Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, man, this game was it. I'm not mad at this place. I could see this being one or two. But Black Flag. Yeah, I knew it.
Long run of Assassin protagonist, Black Flag tried something different, introducing us to a main character who was a pirate first and an assassin second, and the ensuing adventure thrived because of it. It introduced a massively entertaining sandbox playground in the Caribbean, featuring a plethora of islands teeming with treasure and activities to embark upon, and an upgrade system that made the idea of hunting wild animals and harpooning something other than a chore. Instead of relegating the idea of sailing as means to an end, it built upon the framework of Assassin's Creed 3's naval combat to make nautical adventures the shining point of Black Flag.
Yeah, I love the ship, man. I love the ship combat. I can't ever really remember a game having naval combat this good before Assassin's Creed Black Flag. I feel like a lot of games based their naval combat off of this because it was fast, it was dynamic, you boarded other ships pretty quickly. Like I think that's always been the thing about Assassin's Creed games is the action combat. Things were fast paced. You got into something quick and you felt like a literal assassin like running through. And that was cool. That was cool to me. And yeah, I played the hell out of Black Flag. I played the fuck out of Black Flag.
Attacking other ships cemented itself as something too good to
I remember being in high school singing. My high school choir director was a fan of the game, and he had us singing the sea shanties from the game, and it was so fun. I loved everything about this game.
Around enemy ships while blasting them to pieces or ramming head-on to leap onto the enemy ship before unloading a brace of pistols like a whirling dervish. Not only did Black Flag cement itself as one of the greatest in the series, it's easily become one of the best pirate games to immerse yourself in as well.
Yeah, the pistols in this were crazy.
Those are IGN's top Assassin's Creed games.
Yeah, it still looks great. The graphics look. I'm not mad at that list personally. I'm not. Well, I'm mad at a couple things. I feel like they did not give Brotherhood nor Shadow. Well, I get they give Shadows their due diligence, but I think Brotherhood is really slept on in regards to games, in regards to Assassin's Creed games. And Unity, I feel like should be higher. I understand why Unity is so low because of all the glitches with the game initially, but if you look at that as just a game after they fixed it, which I don't think too many people did, because I think a lot of people bailed out after the game was like damn near unusable for the first couple months to damn near a year. The online co-op gameplay was spectacular and something I don't think we've ever seen in gaming. Maybe again, I'm a younger gamer, so if there's some OGs in the chat, if you can remember a game that was similar to that, where you got to co-op, assassinate, and do things like that, let me know. But I can't, at least in my knowledge, I can't think of anything that was like that at the time or since then. Nor the online cat and mouse gameplay from Brotherhood up until 3. Like the online aspects of those, I think I automatically should put those higher. Not even counting like how good the core gameplay was with, especially with Brotherhood, it having the guy, like Ezio is the guy that set everything up. And I think Brotherhood was him at his peak. Story-wise, gameplay-wise, all that stuff. Like they added more gameplay dynamics and features in with Revelations, but yeah, I think Brotherhood was it personally. But again, I'll do a part of the stream, or I'll review and rank my Assassin's Creed games on here in a little bit here. But yeah, that's where I'll stop this.